We have come to Judges chapter 1. So this is the sad sequel to Joshua. So we've seen hints in Joshua that the conquest was incomplete. But the conquest wasn't incomplete because they had not done everything they should have done at that point. God had told them that it would be given to them little by little. So the conquest becomes incomplete when they fail to take the land little by little, and actually fundamentally underneath them not being able to take the ground, not take the land, they are, as we will see, they will be worshiping Baals and other gods. Remember, Joshua gave them that firm warning at the end of Joshua, gave them that speech to put away the gods. Well, we see that they don't put away the other gods. And so now we are coming into the book where we see that they continually disobey the Lord. But it begins with a description of the way we should behave and the way that they should behave. So we see chapter 1, verse 1, after the death of Joshua, the people of Israel inquired of the Lord. Oh, so far, so good. Once Joshua passed away, they inquired of the Lord what they should do. Now, I want to say something about some chronology right here, even here at the very first part of Judges, is that some of this stuff actually happened while Joshua was alive. So we should even see this first verse, or these first group of verses, as being a title after the death of Joshua. This whole, the book of Judges is supposed to tell us, here's what happens when the good leader, the leader patterned after Moses. Remember, Joshua begins with the declaration that Joshua is going to replace Moses. And so Judges is saying, here's what happens after Joshua. Well, at first they inquire of the Lord, but then they do not. And so we're going to see ourselves in cyclical patterns where the people disobey God, they are judged by God, then they cry unto the Lord, and then God sends a judge, a leader to save them. So far, the first verse, this is what we're supposed to do. The rest of the book shows us what we should not to do, or the general theme of the book shows us what we should not do. So they inquired of the Lord what to do. They said, who shall go up for us against the Canaanites to fight against them? What should we do first? And the Lord said, Judah. Judah shall go up. I have given the land into his hand. Terminology we've heard all over Joshua. If you've read it with me and paid close attention, this is what God's saying all the time. I've given the land into your hand. So Judah got his blood brother Simon and said, let's do this together. You help me, I help you. And that's what they did. The Lord gave the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hand. There's a particular king that they conquer, Adonai-Bezek, and they do something that they normally would have done in the ancient Near East. They cut off the king's thumbs and his big toes rather than executing them. Just imagine, try to live your life and do things without your thumb. You'll realize these thumbs are pretty important to you. Your toe, big toes, kind of important. It causes all kinds of balance issues. So they cut that off. But then this whole idea in 7, Adonai-Bezek recognizes this is God's judgment on me. I have been wrong. He says 70 kings I have conquered, and I have done this to them, and so God has done so to me. And they brought him back to Jerusalem, and then he died there. So then we have further descriptions of fightings that the people of Judah did, of fightings that we actually heard about in the book of Joshua. The whole story about Caleb and saying, whoever conquers this particular land can marry my daughter. And Othniel comes and does that. That story is given to us in the book of Joshua, in the book of Joshua. So that helps us know chronology is kind of not exactly correct. Another word about chronology, and I'll try to remind you as we read through it too. Everything that happened in the book of Judges is not one right after another. If you add up all the years, it's going to be too many years from Exodus to Solomon's particular reign, because we know for sure that particular date. The timeline is going to be too many years. So the way to look at this is to see that there are things happening all over Israel, and that some of these stories are happening at the same time. So this is more a theological overview of saying, here's what God's people do. They'll actually we'll actually walk around the map of Israel. We'll start in the south. We're in Judah right now. I believe the next place that we go is the north, and the central, then east, west. I think that's the way that our stories happen. So Judges is not giving you a chronological timeline. Some of these things happened at the same time, but we're actually geographically walking ourselves around Jerusalem, or walking ourselves around Israel, to see that the entire nation has forsaken the Lord. So verse 17, Judah went with Simon his brother, defeated the Canaanites. Again, progress is made. And then we have this phrase, but he could not drive out the inhabitants of the plains because they had chariots of iron. If you think back to Joshua, if you remember, the people of Judah complained, we can't do this. And Joshua said, yeah, you can. You need to work harder. Go fight. So this is reminiscence of that same thing. And we see here that they did not do that. So now we are beginning to see that they're not taking the land is actually becoming a sin. At first, it was their weakness. They were just not strong enough yet to take the land. God would give it to them little by little. But now we are going into them actually disobeying the Lord and not doing it. So my main takeaway, giving you all that extra stuff, is that verse 1, this is what we should be doing. Keep seeking the Lord. The people of Israel inquired of the Lord. That's what we should be doing. The book of Judges is going to show us what not to do. And it is even going to show us even the leaders that come and save Israel. They are complex characters, particularly when we get to the last judge, Samson. Oh, is he such a complex character? He is saving Israel, but he seems to be breaking all of the rules while he does that. So keep seeking the Lord. Do things his way. I pray that's been a blessing to you, and I'll see you in the next video.